Now it's jazz. The place is roaring. All beautiful girls in there. One mad brunette at the bar, drunk with her boys. One strange chick I remember from somewhere wearing a simple skirt with pockets, her hands in there. Short haircut, slouched, talking to everybody. Up and down the stairs they come. The bartenders are the regular band of Jack and the heavenly drummer who looks up in the sky with blue eyes, with a beard. He's wailing beer caps and bottles and jamming at the cash register, and everything is going to the beat. It's the beat generation. It's Bayat. It's the beat to keep. It's the beat of the heart. It's being beat and down in the world, and like old-time lowdown. And like in ancient civilizations, the slave boatmen rowing galleys to a beat.
Hey guys, I just kind of wanted to come on here again and talk some more crazy. I don't know why I do these. I just kind of come on and talk because, I don't really have anybody else to talk to. Most of the time I just sit in my room alone, drying my t-shirts hanging by the string up here, the Bikini Kill and Johnny Depp Fear and Loathing t-shirt up there. Whew, it's been a long Christmas, hasn't it? Anyway, I was thinking about my grandmother earlier again. I don't know why. Her name was Ethelene Chenault. Chenault. It's Chenault, but everybody always said Chenault because they didn't know it was a French name. I don't know. She got that name. She met back in the I think it had to be sometime in the 1940s, because my mom was born in 1945. My grandma used to go to these dances at Forbes Airfield in Topeka, Kansas. And in Topeka, Kansas, she met, at one of these dances she went to, she met Earl Chenault, my grandfather. Related to the, if read up on the Flying Tigers, and you'll see another Chenault that was apparently in charge of those fellers. But anyway, my grandfather is related to that. But anyway, she went to this dance, met my grandfather, eventually had my mom and my uncles. That was that period. But more I was thinking about my grandmother taught me a lot of things about life way back in the day. Now I'm going into the 1970s, which is probably 30 years, some years later after those stories, after I was here, her grandson. But she taught me a lot of things about life. She taught me the right and what's wrong, and what I shouldn't do. She taught me how to fry an egg. I actually first started cooking. I used to go in the kitchen, and she used to say, "If you're going to be in here, you're going to help me." And I was like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" So she taught me how to fry an egg, and I would stand in there and wash dishes with her out of the old sink. So it was a porcelain sink back then, the old style sinks and old style faucets, and we had a gas oven, and she taught me how to fry an egg out of a cast iron pan, and that was my first cooking experience with my grandmother. We were poor. We didn't have much, but we had each other, you know, which is basically the most important thing in life. It's not about how rich or poor you are, how much money you have. It's about the richness of the people that love you, that are around you. You know, hopefully you have some money that does. A lot of people don't. I don't know, maybe I should turn this into a series about my grandma. Because I have a lot of stuff, memories from back then. One, I remember I and my mother and her husband at the time, we lived under the bridge, the Topeka Boulevard Bridge. And we had a Alaskan Husky. His name was Willie, I think. But I remember my grandmother coming over to visit one afternoon or evening, and I really didn't want her to go, you know. And she left. She came to visit me and us, and she came to visit, and after she left, I really have, from my recollection now, I remember trying to follow her home sometime after she left. And I had to cross over these railroad tracks, and I got lost, and long story short, somebody came and found me, you know, I don't remember who it was, but I was in trouble from my stepdad. You know, he pulled off his belt and whipped the shit out of me for trying to find my grandmother, and I ran away from home. Well, I didn't run away, you know, I tried to take off after. But, you know, that was, for a child, that was quite a traumatic experience, you know. Now that I think about it, you know, you try to take off because you love somebody, and you get home and your stepdad whips the shit out of you with a leather belt. I doubt a lot of younger kids these days have those type of experiences because they're all spoiled as shit, and you can't whip them, you can't do nothing, can't slap them around when you want to. Dirty little bastards. But anyway, that's just my little going off about some more memories back then. I might have to turn that into a little series on this radio crazy thing. Maybe some stuff about my grandmother, you know. Lovely lady. She passed on back in the you know, years ago, but I have a lot of good memories about her. And off on another subject, back then in the 1970s, I'm pretty sure I told you guys about going to the river with my uncle and messing around down there in the sand dunes and sticks and things. And one of the experiences with my Uncle Bruce was we used to go to this salvage yard and dig through all the crap, you know, the trash that people threw away. And it just so happened that one of the times we were down there digging through the salvage yard, we found a 45 RPM record. And this record was by War. It was a 45, and it was called the CRISCO Kid. And I'm just going to play some of that right here, because that's one of the memories I have. We went digging through the salvage yard and found War CRISCO Kid, the 45, back in it had to be the mid 70s somewhere. But here it is. And calling over now Radio crazy and weirdos unite.
CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. He drank whiskey, poncho, drink wine. He drank whiskey, poncho, drink wine. We met down on the border, Rio Grande. We met down on the border, Rio Grande. Eat the salted peanuts out of can. Eat the salted peanuts out the can. The outlaws had a pin down at the fort. The outlaws had a pin down at the fort. Cisco came in blasting, drinking more. Cisco came in blasting, drinking more. The sunset horse was made of steel. The sunset horse was made of steel. Chase the wind, the rustler, automobile. Chase the wind, the rustler, automobile. CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of mine. CRISCO Kid was a friend of
Radio crazy.